Slabs are great fun, eh? Oh, that's twice now. Get my body weight more this way, to the left. My weight was too far to the right. Oh, maybe need to commit to that a bit more dynamically. So I can get my weight there sooner and then push harder this way. The issue with my foot being here is there's no space for me to lean into the wall. Ooh, the lost hold is not a jug either. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Vauxhall East. Today I've actually got a little bit of a plan for the session. Based on something in the comment section I was discussing with someone on the Ball City, if you're watching this video as well. There was a V5 black you wanted to see me try, so I think I've found the one you meant. I'll jump into that one a bit later and talk through what the route is. It's on a slab wall. I'm just going to warm up some slabs first, get a little bit warmer, loosen up the body, and then I'll go into that one later and see how it goes. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Okay, before I go on to the V5, the black climb, I'm going to go into a couple more yellows. So these are new since I was here last. Comp style, I think, could be wrong, but yeah, two-hand style on this one. Looks like quite a dynamic first move up to these holds. Holds here, and then second last hold, and then the last hold. So I think it's just quite a dynamic first move, and then trusting the feet, and maybe using the volume. But I'm not actually sure if yellows can use the volumes in this gym or not. I'm not sure. So I'll see how it goes without, and then if I need to use the volumes, I guess I'll use it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't think volumes are needed. Whether they're in or not, I don't know. But yeah, cool route. Okay, going on to another yellow climb now, and this one's a V5. Some very blocked, small crimps. You can barely get fingers on those to start off with. And I guess the holds above I'll use as foot holds a bit later on. Up here, there's a couple of foot chips down here, and then a side pulley undercling in there. Another block crimp, followed by another block crimp, and then a crimp at the top, and there's also this foot to use on the left as well. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of weight through the feet on this one. You can't really use the hands very well. I think that's the way it's set. It's designed to force you to use your feet well. So we'll see if I can execute that today. I enjoyed that one. It's good movements on there. Yeah, a lot of trusting of the feet, like I say, and I probably crimped a bit harder than I really needed to. That's what I tend to do when I don't trust the feet enough, but I did still put a bit of weight through the feet, but probably not as much as I should have done. So, but yeah, glad to flash it anyway. Okay, I'm going to move on to the climb that I mentioned at the start, which is essentially a request from someone following the channel on the Ball City. Thanks for commenting. So this is what the climb looks like. So it was described as starting with two hands on the arete with your feet on the volume, which is exactly what this is. Black V5. So two hands kind of on here, with feet just on that big volume smearing. There is no holds really. There's a couple holds at the top there, top of this volume. I think they're more just to block you from using the end of the volume there, and the top hold is just, I can move out the lighting, to the left of the yellow, that hold there. So yeah, really just a lot of trust in the feet. I think annoyingly this route's going to require some flexibility, so we'll see how that goes today. But yeah, it's going to be quite challenging I think for me, this one, just in terms of the style of the climb. But it's a lot about trusting the feet, and yeah, leaning and lay backing essentially, I think, from how I'm reading it. Okay, so the way I'm reading this, it's obviously going to be quite challenging regardless. But I think it's going to start with 2 hands here, body weight this side, feet on the volume in here. Possibly 1 foot on, 1 foot flagging, otherwise 2 feet on this side. It'll be a case of working the hands up on the right, along the arete up here, and trying to lay back into that quite nicely. Once my hands get high enough, I'm then going to have to get a foot onto this. That's going to be the crux, I think, because it's going to be quite a big high step, and that's where the flexibility comes in. Once my foot's on that, I want to really shift my hips around this side, so I can lay back again into the wall as far as I can. And that should allow me to then literally just stand up, shoot the hands up the wall, and then reach the top wall. So I think the crux move is going to be getting onto this volume, but once we get up there, it should be okay. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought the issue would be, is when I get higher up, how the hell I get my foot on this one. But yeah, that is, I think that's how it has to be done. I've got to weight across here and then left foot onto this. But yeah, it's a case of doing that without slipping. I might actually place a foot up here. It's a bit of an imperfection. I might show you in a close-up on the volume. Might be a bit easier to stand on that rather than smearing. And just allow me to be a bit more steady when I get my foot onto here. Could help out quite a lot. Okay, so the imperfection that I'm talking about is just the top of the volume here. It's a little bit worn away. And there's a bit of an edge, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit blocked by the volume above, but there's, I think, enough of a gap to get a little bit of my toe on that. So where I came up from the last route, it was because I slipped from smearing here. My right foot slipped off here, so I couldn't keep my heels low enough to get my body upright. Getting a foot on something where I can get some down pressure will help me out quite a lot to then be able to get my left foot up to here. So I think that's the plan. I'm going to try and, once I get a bit higher up, adjust my foot to go onto the edge of that volume, and then from that hopefully we'll be able to send the route from there. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm also going to give the arete a bit of a brush. It was okay a bit lower down, but a bit higher up towards the really small black holes at the top of that volume, it just gets really slimy. So hopefully a brush will help that. But yeah, it felt like a lot less friction at that stage, so it was more difficult to stay on the wall as well. So just going to brush up here, hopefully get some more friction back. Slippy. Yeah, I do think it is similar to what I did. I didn't actually quite get right on the top of my foot, couldn't really find the gap, but just smeared a little bit more here at the top of the volume, a bit higher up this time, and the foot held a bit better. A lot of it I think was me not really trusting this left foot as I leaned in, and like I say, the volume where your, the arete where your hands are at that stage, really slippery, so didn't trust that. Not to mention where my body was positioned above these holds, kind of fills your head with fear a little bit. So yeah, quite testing. I need to just trust it a bit more, and then maybe use the black holds rather than just the arete, so I can pinch it a little bit more. Hopefully that'll give me enough confidence in the foot to really push in and squeeze with the left foot and lean into this with the right hand, and that should be enough friction and tension for me to then get my body weight around here and stand up for the last hold. I think, like I say, as soon as I can get set on here with my body weight round, the last move should be really easy. It's just getting up on my body over onto this. So yeah, give it a few more goes in a second. Yeah, that was exactly what I thought could happen. Just lost friction through the left foot. Got a much better grip on the hold as I thought I would. I'm having my right hand a bit higher. And then as I came to push on here, didn't get my weight around enough to push in, and ended up slipping straight down and then whacked my shin on the volume. Oh, slabs are great fun, eh? Yeah, tricky one. That was definitely a better attempt. I got further. It's just about doing that move and trying to get my body weight more this way to the left. My weight was too far to the right, so I came off. So just maybe need to commit to that a bit more dynamically, so I can get my weight there sooner and then push harder this way. But yeah, that was definitely a better attempt. Oh, that's twice now. That is so slippy. Yeah, I don't know where best to stand on that part of the volume in here. In my mind, I think my foot needs to be here, but I can't get it in tight enough to stand here. Yeah, tricky. That's really slippy in this spot. I'll give that a brush again, see if that helps anymore. Yeah, such a high step for me. I'm really struggling to generate anything in that position. Because what I need to do is trust this left foot a lot and push up to get my body weight round. I'm just not getting anything through that. So I think part of it is mental, because I've just fallen off and whacked my shin on this. I don't really want to commit to doing that either. So I think that's a big part of it as well. But yeah, it's a very tricky move for me in my arsenal of skills. We had to stand up on that volume in that position. Okay, what I'm going to try and do to build my confidence up a bit more is climb up some of these other holds and then get set in this position. So on the extended position, when I'm stood up on this, after I've done the move, I keep falling off essentially. And then I might have to do that move a bit more dynamically, because when my foot is there, planted, and my right foot's still down here, I'm just really struggling to generate anything from that position to stand up, because of my lack of mobility. So I might have to some sort of dynamically jump into the position, if you like. But just to have more confidence to do that, what I'm going to do is try and stand in the position by using the other holds to get up there, to see what it feels like, and hopefully build up some confidence. It could go well two ways. Either I'm going to slip off and it's going to feel even less confident, or as I expect it to go, I should actually feel pretty fine standing on there, and then should be able to work my way backwards to get in that position from there. So we'll see. Cool. So yeah, interesting. Like I thought in my mind, putting my foot here, that's the kind of the place that I want it to be. Left foot on this, right foot flagging. Just because then my body starts further away from the wall, so I've got more space to lean into the wall. The issue with my foot being here is there's no space for me to lean into the wall. So I'm really fighting, just pulling and pinching with my hand to stay on, which I don't think I'm going to be able to hold. So it seems realistically that my foot needs to come on here in order for me to actually stay and hold that position. From that, I think it should be quite a simple move, just reaching up with the left hand. So I might try that now, but it does seem to me that rather than put my left foot here, as I have been doing, I have to put my left foot here, which is quite an awkward position for me from lower down. So we'll see how it goes. Ooh, the lost hold is not a joke either. Wow. Wow. Okay. From the ground, I thought that last hole was a jug. It's not at all. It's quite a slopey crimp. which makes it even more terrifying going up there. Yeah, I just kind of committed to that, and I managed to hit it in the sweet spot anyway. But yeah, I thought it was really deeply in cut, but it isn't whatsoever. So I'll probably do it no differently, but it's good to know now that it's not actually a jug. You have to be quite precise and hit it right. Because yeah, I was expecting to just be able to hang off it quite easily and then match, but I had to do that little toe hook just to keep my balance. So cool. So the crux, like I say, is going to be getting my left foot onto this and my body weight round far enough. So I might, once I get my right foot up here, have to almost jump into that position, I think. Sort of jump to the left of my body weight, so up and to the left to get my left foot on here, so I'm in a position where I can catch the hold as well. So yeah, could be quite awkward. So difficult to get that right hand whilst I do that dynamically. It's really not that great. It's quite slippy. I'm just slipping off as I go up. I think that was the best attempt so far. Didn't come off as wildly, but yeah, still not really close to sticking that move yet. It's gonna take a few more goes to get used to that movement. But yeah, like I said, I think the only way that I can do it personally is going to be dynamically, because I cannot generate from that position with just my left foot, I don't think. Oh, just slipped off at the end there. I don't know what happened that time, specifically different. I think I just had my right hand a little bit higher and my thumb felt like it was in a better place of all things. So yeah, I just got the movement a bit more accurately that time and felt the position better. And then yeah, I think I'm going to assume when I went for the last hold, I lifted my heel up a little bit too much and then slipped down as I went for it. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. Pretty close to sending it now, so hopefully we'll get it next time. Okay, I've just given that holder brush at the top, on the top of the volume as well, and then also the volume here where my foot slipped. And a fair bit of chalk came off, so I think that could make a substantial difference. So we'll see if we can send it. Let's go. Yes. Oh, awesome. Yeah, really happy to actually send that one today. Testing for me. I do think it's not meant to be a dynamic jump. I think those that are more flexible than me, which is most people, or more mobile at least, that are able to get their foot here and not be really bunched and kind of stretched, I guess, in their body weight. Can kind of just push through that foot with the right foot still on and then stand up slowly into that position. I couldn't do that, so just to clarify kind of how I figured that out in the end, what I did is I went up a bit higher obviously and set the position that I could be stable in once I'd done that move, and it was left foot on this part of the hold rather than here where I was trying initially anyway. Now what I then tried to do when I jumped up was replicate that body position to jump into once I got onto here. So that's how I ended up doing the climb. Looking at the footage back, it's always good to film yourself. I know I do it for YouTube, but if you're just filming yourself in the gym, you will see things that you would otherwise miss from what it feels like you're doing on the wall. Really recommend recording yourself, then you can see what positions you're actually in, and then you can really easily sort of replicate that when you'd like to on the wall like I did there. So hope you found that helpful. Yeah, glad to send the boulder you wanted me to try. and I hope you can implement what I've tried and send it yourself. Cool, hope you enjoyed that video. Yeah, tested me mentally and physically today, trying to do that climb. Great shout out for me to try that one. Very testing, particularly mentally. Trusting the feet, very difficult to do. I hope the way I explained my figuring out of that was clear enough. If you've got any queries about that, let me know in the comments. Equally, if there's anybody else that's watching that wants to see me try any climbs at any of the LCC centres, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any of the climbs, and I'll do my best to try and cover all of them. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some use out of it. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Really helps the channel out a lot. I do appreciate all your support. But most importantly, as always, make sure you grab life by the plums, and I will see you in the next one.